Every person in the world has something they want to achieve. For some, it is financial freedom. For others, it is better health, stronger relationships, personal growth, or simply the hope of creating a better future. But there is one question that separates those who achieve their goals from those who only dream about them. Why do so many goals remain unfinished? The answer is not that people lack ambition, intelligence, or potential. The real reason is that many people stop before success has the opportunity to appear. Most people begin their journey with excitement and confidence. They imagine the result, feel motivated by the possibility, and believe that change is finally coming. But when the excitement fades and the daily effort begins, many people lose their focus because they were depending on motivation instead of building discipline. Success does not come from luck or a special opportunity that only a few people receive. It comes from consistent effort, focused action, and the discipline to continue even when the journey becomes difficult. A goal without action is nothing more than a wish. A dream without commitment remains only an idea, and even the best plan will fail if it is not supported by consistency. Think about a person building a house. A strong and beautiful home does not appear instantly. It is created by placing one brick at a time, one careful decision after another, until eventually the small actions become something much bigger. Life follows the same principle. Every meaningful achievement is created through small steps repeated over time. One decision, one habit, one disciplined day, and one focused action can slowly transform an ordinary life into an extraordinary one. The results may not appear immediately, but every effort is contributing to the future you are creating. It is important to understand that goals are not designed to be easy. A meaningful goal should challenge you, push your limits, and require you to grow beyond your current abilities. The purpose of a goal is not only to reach a final destination. The deeper purpose is to transform yourself into someone stronger, wiser, and more capable during the journey. Many people make the mistake of focusing only on the final result. They think about the success they want, the reward they hope to receive, or the place they want to reach. But successful people understand that the real focus must be on today's actions. They ask themselves simple but powerful questions. What can I do today? What small step can I take right now? What action can move me closer to my goal? The future is not created by random events. It is created by the choices you make today. Every decision you make becomes part of the life you will experience tomorrow. This is why discipline is the bridge between goals and achievements. Without discipline, even the strongest desire will eventually disappear. There will be days when you feel highly motivated and ready to take on any challenge. There will also be days when you feel tired, uncertain, or completely lacking inspiration. The people who succeed are not the ones who always feel motivated. They are the ones who continue moving forward even when motivation is absent. Feelings change constantly. Some days you will feel powerful and confident, while other days you will question yourself. But commitment is different. Commitment is the decision to continue regardless of temporary emotions. It is the promise you make to yourself that you will keep working toward the future you want. Stop waiting for the perfect moment because the perfect moment rarely arrives. Many people delay their progress because they are waiting for everything to become easier, clearer, or more comfortable. But growth begins when you decide to act with what you have, where you are, and when you are. Your goals are possible, but they require more than hope. They require action, discipline, and consistency. Wishing for a better life is not enough. Talking about success is not enough. The life you imagine must be built through the choices you repeat every single day. Before anyone achieves something great, they first need clarity. Every successful journey begins with knowing exactly where you want to go. You cannot reach a destination that you have never chosen. Yet many people spend their entire lives working hard, staying busy, and constantly moving without ever deciding what direction they truly want to follow. Being busy does not always mean making progress. A person can spend years putting in effort while moving towards something that does not truly matter to them. One of the greatest mistakes in life is not failure itself. It is spending your energy climbing the wrong mountain. Success begins when you become honest with yourself about what you truly want. Not what others expect from you. Not what society says you should chase. Not what looks impressive from the outside. Your goals must connect with your own values, your own purpose, and the person you want to become. Take a moment and ask yourself, what do I want my life to look like 5 years from now? Can you answer that question clearly? Many people cannot, not because they are incapable, but because they have never taken the time to seriously think about their future. Successful people create moments of reflection. They step away from distractions and ask important questions. What kind of person do I want to become? What kind of life do I want to build? These questions create clarity, and clarity creates direction. A vague goal creates vague results. Saying, I want to be successful, sounds positive, but it does not provide a clear path. Successful in what area? By what time? For what purpose? The more specific your goal becomes, the easier it becomes to identify the actions required to achieve it. Think about a ship traveling across the ocean. Even with a powerful engine, without a destination, the ship simply moves wherever the waves and winds take it. Life works the same way. Without clear goals, circumstances begin making decisions for you instead of you taking control of your own direction. Your goals should not be based on someone else's definition of success. Your journey is different. Your abilities, experiences, and purpose are different. True success is not becoming another person. It is becoming the strongest version of yourself. The first step toward achieving your goals is simple but powerful. Become clear about what you truly want, write it down, and begin taking action. Because once you stop wandering and start building with purpose, your entire approach to life begins to change. That a written goal has a power that a simple thought does not. When an idea stays only inside your mind, it can easily become forgotten, replaced by distractions, or pushed aside by daily responsibilities. But when you write your goal down, you create a commitment with yourself. You create a reminder of the person you are trying to become and the future you are working toward. However, your goals should not be written just because they sound impressive to others. A meaningful goal should connect with something deeper inside you. It should challenge you, inspire you, and give you a reason to continue even when the process becomes difficult. A goal should not make you feel hopeless or make you believe you are not enough. Instead, it should remind you that growth is possible and that you are capable of becoming more. Many people spend more time planning short-term activities than planning the direction of their entire lives. They know where they want to go next weekend, what they want to buy, or what they want to do tomorrow, but they rarely think about where they want to be several years from now. Without a clear vision, people often allow life to decide for them instead of intentionally creating the future they want. Direction changes everything. When you know what you want, your decisions become easier. You begin recognizing which opportunities are valuable and which distractions are taking you away from your purpose. Instead of reacting to everything around you, you start leading your own life. Remember that your goals are personal. You should never measure your progress by comparing your journey with someone else's path. Another person's success does not define yours. Everyone has different experiences, different strengths, and different challenges. Your responsibility is not to become someone else. Your responsibility is to become the best version of yourself. Goals are not magic. Writing them down will not instantly transform your life. But they will change the way you think, the way you make decisions, and the way you use your time. Those small changes in your daily choices eventually create the future you experience. Every morning, before the world begins demanding your attention, remind yourself of what you are working toward. Review your goals. Visualize the direction you want to move in. Then ask yourself one important question. What is one thing I can do today that will bring me closer to this goal? You do not need to completely change your life in one day. You only need to take the next right step. Then repeat that action tomorrow, and continue building momentum. Great achievements are rarely created through one massive action. They are created through clear direction and consistent daily effort. Now understand something important. A goal alone cannot change your life. A goal is only the destination. The journey toward that destination is created through action. Daily action, focused action, and disciplined action are what transform dreams into reality. Many people enjoy setting goals, but far fewer people enjoy doing the work those goals require. Everyone wants the reward, but not everyone wants to go through the process. Everyone wants the results, but success belongs to those who are willing to earn them through patience and commitment. Think about climbing a staircase. No one reaches the top by simply wishing to be there. No one gets closer by only talking about taking the first step. Progress happens when you move one step at a time. Your goals work in the same way. One phone call, one workout, one page of learning, 1 hour of focused effort, and one small improvement may seem insignificant by themselves. But when those actions are repeated every day, they create results that appear impossible to those who only see the final outcome. Ask yourself a powerful question. What is the biggest goal you are trying to achieve right now? Then ask another question. What is one action you can complete before today ends that moves you closer? You do not need to take 10 steps immediately. You only need to take one meaningful step and continue building from there. Many people make the mistake of overestimating what they can accomplish in a single day while underestimating what they can achieve over an entire year. They expect immediate transformation and become discouraged when results do not appear quickly. But success is often the result of small actions repeated consistently over a long period. Consider a drop of water falling onto a stone. A single drop seems weak and powerless, but thousands of drops over time can shape even the hardest surface. The power is not in one moment. The power is in persistence. Your daily actions work the same way. A small improvement today may not seem important, but repeated improvements create a completely different future. This is why consistency matters more than temporary intensity. Do not wait until you have more time. Do not wait until everything becomes perfect. Do not wait until motivation suddenly appears. Start with what you have. Begin where you are. Progress always starts with the first step. A successful day does not mean a perfect day. A successful day is a day when you keep your promise to yourself. Maybe you only read a few pages, but you still learned something. Maybe you only exercised for a short time, but you still honored your commitment. Maybe you improved by only 1%, but that 1% matters. Small victories build confidence. Confidence does not come from making promises. It comes from keeping them. Every time you follow through on a commitment, you prove to yourself that you are capable of discipline. Discipline is created in ordinary moments. The alarm rings, and you choose to get up. The work feels difficult, and you choose to continue. Nobody may notice your effort, and nobody may celebrate those small decisions, but you know that you kept your word. That is how strong character is built. It is not created in moments of comfort. It is created when you choose to do what needs to be done even when it would be easier not to. Think about a farmer. A farmer does not plant seeds today and expect a harvest tomorrow. The farmer understands that growth requires patience. Seeds must be planted, watered, and protected before the results appear. Life follows the same principle. You cannot rush meaningful growth, but you can remain committed to the process. Every disciplined action is preparing something greater, even when you cannot see the results yet. When your goals feel overwhelming, break them into smaller steps. Do not focus on changing your entire life overnight. Focus on improving today. Instead of saying, I must completely transform myself, say, I will complete today's work. The future may feel uncertain, but today's actions are within your control. Focus on what you can do now, because every action you take is shaping the person you are becoming. Every decision is a vote for your future identity. When you choose discipline, you are voting for success. When you choose learning, you are voting for wisdom. When you choose consistency, you are voting for a better future. Those choices may seem small, but they add up over time. Eventually, people will see the results and call you successful, but they will not see the ordinary days, quiet mornings, and simple decisions that created that success. Do not become obsessed with the final destination. Become committed to today's responsibility. Complete today's work, keep today's promise, and win today's challenge. Because goals are never achieved through one giant leap. They are achieved through one disciplined action after another. Write the goal, create the plan, take the first step, and continue moving forward. Never underestimate the extraordinary power of ordinary daily effort. A goal without a deadline often remains nothing more than a dream. Many people have desires they want to achieve, changes they want to make, and goals they hope to complete someday. They say, one day I will start, one day I will change, or one day I will finally become successful. But the problem with someday is that it has no specific date, and without a clear date, action is often delayed again and again. Time is one of the greatest gifts we have, but it is also one of the greatest responsibilities. Every person receives the same 24 hours each day. The difference between people who create progress and people who remain stuck is how they choose to use that time. Successful people understand that time is not something to waste. It is something to invest wisely. Money that is lost can sometimes be earned again. Opportunities that disappear can sometimes return in another form. But time that has passed can never be recovered. This is why every day matters. Every hour represents a chance to move closer to the life you want or to continue delaying the future you hope to create. Imagine starting a journey without knowing when you want to arrive. Without a destination and without a schedule, you would likely become distracted, take unnecessary breaks, and lose your sense of direction. But when you have a clear arrival point, your focus changes, your decisions become more intentional, and your actions become more meaningful. That is the importance of setting deadlines. A deadline gives your goal structure. It transforms a simple wish into a commitment. When your mind understands that there is a specific point you are working toward, you begin organizing your time differently and making choices that support your objective. Do not be afraid to give your goals a specific date. Choose a day, a month, or a year when you want to achieve something important. Give your dream a destination because a dream without direction is easy to postpone. A deadline does not exist to create unnecessary stress. It exists to create purpose. It reminds you that your actions today have value. Every decision, every hour of effort, and every small improvement becomes part of the process that leads you toward your goal. Think about how many dreams have been delayed simply because people never created a timeline. Someone wants to write a book, start a business, improve their health, or learn a new skill, but they continue saying they will do it later. Then months pass, years pass, and the dream remains exactly where it started. Do not allow that to happen. A deadline is not your enemy. It is a tool that keeps you accountable. It helps you stay focused during the moments when motivation disappears and reminds you that progress requires consistent action. At the same time, your deadline should be realistic. Give yourself enough time to complete the work properly, but do not give yourself unlimited time that encourages laziness. There is a difference between patience and postponement. Patience means trusting the process. Postponement means avoiding the process. There is wisdom in creating urgency. Not panic, not fear, but the quiet understanding that today matters. Every season in life has a purpose. A farmer knows there is a specific time to plant seeds because waiting too long can mean missing an entire opportunity. Your life also has seasons. There are moments to learn, moments to prepare, moments to build, and moments to take action. If you constantly delay your responsibilities, you may miss the opportunities that are available to you right now. When your deadline approaches, do not become overwhelmed. Become more focused. Ask yourself, what needs to be done today? Not tomorrow, not next week, but today. Complete today's responsibility, then repeat the process again tomorrow. The deadline itself will not create success. Your daily actions will create success. But the deadline will remind you to continue taking those actions until your goal becomes reality. Stop saying, I will do it someday. Choose a date. Write it down. Commit to it. Then respect that commitment through your daily choices. Dreams need decisions, goals need direction, and success requires consistent effort. Now understand another important truth. Achieving a goal is not only about reaching the final result. The greatest transformation happens during the process of becoming capable of achieving that result. The person you become while working toward your goal is often more valuable than the goal itself. Success is not only about gaining something. It is about becoming someone better. It is about becoming more disciplined, more patient, more responsible, and more focused. Lasting success begins when you improve yourself from the inside. If your habits stay the same, your future will likely stay the same. You cannot create a different life while repeating the same behaviors every day. Something must change, and the first thing that must change is you. Think about a tree. People notice the fruit, but they rarely see the roots that make the fruit possible. The roots represent your character, your habits, and your discipline. If the roots are strong, the results eventually appear. Instead of only asking, how can I become successful? Ask yourself, what kind of person must I become to achieve this success? That question changes your perspective because every meaningful goal requires personal growth. If your goal is better health, you must become someone who values discipline and takes care of yourself. If your goal is financial freedom, you must become someone who understands responsibility and manages resources wisely. If your goal is leadership, you must become someone who earns trust through your actions. Every goal has a price. Not just in effort, but in personal development. The person who achieves the goal is often different from the person who first created the goal. Growth is not optional. It is part of the journey. Many people desire extraordinary results while maintaining ordinary habits. They want a different outcome but continue following the same patterns that created their current situation. Your future is shaped by what you repeatedly do, not by what you simply hope for. Every book you read, every conversation you have, and every decision you make is shaping you. Nothing is completely neutral. Your choices are either moving you closer to your goals or taking you further away. Personal growth is necessary because the person who sets the goal may not yet be ready to achieve it. You must learn, improve, and become stronger along the way. The journey is not only about reaching a destination. It is about preparing yourself for that destination. Growth can sometimes feel slow because much of it happens quietly. Just like a seed growing beneath the soil, progress is not always visible immediately. But every disciplined decision is creating change, even when you cannot see the results yet. Trust the process. Do not only ask life to become easier, ask yourself to become better. Improve the way you manage your time, control your emotions, handle challenges, and keep your promises. When you become better, your life begins to change. Confidence increases, opportunities become clearer, and success becomes more likely. Your goals are not waiting for a lucky person. They are waiting for a prepared person. Become that person. Continue learning, continue growing, continue improving, and continue making better choices every day. Because the greatest reward of achieving a goal is not only the achievement itself, it is the stronger, wiser, and more disciplined person you become along the way. Achieving a goal is a powerful experience, but building a life where achieving goals becomes part of who you are is something much greater. Many people experience success once, but the real challenge is becoming the type of person who can create success repeatedly. The purpose is not just to achieve one victory, but to develop the mindset, habits, and discipline that allow you to continue growing throughout your life. Success is not a single event that happens one time. It is a lifestyle. It is reflected in the way you think, the way you work, the way you manage your time, and the way you respond when challenges appear. True success is built through the small choices you make every morning and every decision you repeat throughout the years. Success is predictable. It does not depend on luck or magic. It is created through effort, discipline, and consistency. When you understand this principle, you stop searching for shortcuts and start focusing on the daily behaviors that produce meaningful results. Think about simple habits in your everyday life. When you brush your teeth, you do not spend time debating whether you should do it. You simply do it because it has become part of your routine. Imagine if discipline worked the same way. Imagine if learning, improving, and keeping your promises became automatic parts of your identity. When discipline becomes part of who you are, success no longer depends on your emotions. You do not need to wait until you feel motivated. You simply follow through because your actions are connected to your values and your character. Do not treat discipline as something you occasionally practice. Make it the foundation of your lifestyle. Do not allow consistency to become something you only use when things are easy. Make it a permanent part of who you are because temporary effort creates temporary results, but consistent effort creates lasting change. Every goal you achieve should prepare you for the next level of growth. Reaching one milestone does not mean your journey is complete. Life continues to offer new challenges, new lessons, and new opportunities to improve yourself. Keep moving forward, not because you are unhappy with where you are, but because growth is one of the greatest experiences life can offer. The person who continues learning and improving will always discover new possibilities. Ask yourself what kind of reputation you want to create. Do you want people to remember you as someone who had many ideas but rarely completed them? Or do you want to be known as someone who always followed through and finished what they started? There is a major difference between having ideas and taking action. Ideas can inspire people, but discipline creates results. A person with discipline becomes reliable. They become someone others can trust because their words and actions match. The greatest competition you will ever face is not with other people. It is with the person you were yesterday. Your goal is not to become better than everyone else. Your goal is to become a better version of yourself every single day. Improve your knowledge. Improve your mindset. Improve your habits. Improve the way you treat others and the way you handle challenges. Small improvements repeated consistently create remarkable transformations over time. There will still be difficult days. There will be moments when progress feels invisible and times when you question whether your effort is making a difference. These moments are not signs that you should quit. They are normal parts of the process. A strong tree does not grow overnight. It develops through seasons, challenges, storms, and time. Its strength comes from years of growth that happen quietly. Your life works the same way. The results you want require patience and commitment. Protect your standards. Do not lower them simply because others choose an easier path. Your standards shape your actions, and your actions shape your future. When you raise your expectations for yourself, you create a stronger foundation for growth. This does not mean seeking perfection. It means respecting your potential. It means understanding that you are capable of more and choosing not to settle for habits that prevent you from becoming who you want to be. Every disciplined day creates momentum. Every promise you keep builds confidence. Every challenge you overcome strengthens your character. Over time, achieving goals stops feeling like a rare event and becomes a natural result of the person you have become. That is the kind of life worth building. A life where quitting becomes unusual. A life where learning never stops. A life where discipline becomes a trusted companion and improvement becomes a daily responsibility. Do not chase success as if it is something far away and impossible to reach. Instead, build the habits that create success. Protect the mindset that supports growth. Respect the discipline that turns goals into achievements. One day, you will realize that you are not just someone who achieved goals. You have become someone who naturally creates progress because your actions, habits, and identity are aligned with success. The greatest achievement is not reaching one destination. It is becoming the kind of person who never stops growing, learning, and improving. When growth becomes part of your identity, success becomes a natural result of your choices. Now remember something important. Your goals are not waiting for luck. They are waiting for your commitment. They are waiting for your discipline, your patience, and your willingness to take action every day. Success is never created in one single moment. It is created through thousands of small decisions. One habit, one choice, one disciplined day at a time. The results may not appear immediately, but every action is shaping the person you are becoming. There will be obstacles. There will be setbacks. There will be days when you feel like your progress is too slow. But those moments do not define your journey. Your response to those moments defines your journey. Keep moving forward even when the results are not visible yet. Trust the work you are doing today because every effort is contributing to the future you are building. The person you become through this process will eventually achieve things that once seemed impossible. Not because of luck, but because you develop the discipline and character required to make those achievements possible. Just like a seed develops beneath the ground before anyone sees the plant, your efforts are creating change even when the evidence is not immediately visible. This is why patience is such an important part of success. Many people quit because they do not see quick results. They forget that meaningful achievements require time. A strong foundation cannot be built overnight, and a successful life cannot be created through temporary effort. Stay committed to the small actions that move you forward. The daily habits that seem insignificant today are creating the person you will become tomorrow. Every page you read, every skill you practice, every promise you keep, and every difficult decision you make is shaping your future. Do not underestimate the power of consistency. A person who takes small steps every day can achieve things that seem impossible to someone who only acts occasionally. Success is not created by rare moments of motivation. It is created by repeated actions that become part of your identity. The question is not whether you will face challenges. You will. The real question is whether you will allow those challenges to stop you or whether you will use them as opportunities to become stronger. Your goals require commitment, but they also require belief. You must believe that your effort has value. You must believe that improvement is possible. You must believe that the person you are becoming is worth the work you are doing today. At the same time, belief alone is not enough. Dreams require action. A person can imagine a better life, visualize success, and create beautiful plans, but without consistent execution, those dreams remain incomplete. Action is what transforms possibility into reality. Every successful person understands this truth. They do not simply think about what they want. They take responsibility for creating it. Your future is not created by what you wish for occasionally. It is created by what you practice consistently. Your habits determine your direction, and your daily choices determine the results you eventually experience. This is why you should focus less on chasing motivation and more on building discipline. Motivation can disappear when difficulties appear, but discipline allows you to continue even when you do not feel ready. Discipline is the ability to choose what is important over what is easy. It is choosing long-term growth over short-term comfort. It is choosing the future you want over the temporary feelings that can distract you from your purpose. The person who develops discipline gains control over their life. They become more focused, more confident, and more capable of handling challenges. They stop being controlled by circumstances and start creating their own direction. Think about the person you want to become. What habits would that person have? How would they use their time? How would they respond to problems? What choices would they make every day? Then begin becoming that person today. You do not need to wait for a perfect opportunity. You do not need to wait until everything changes. Transformation begins with the next decision you make. A better future is created through better choices. When you improve your choices, you improve your results. When you improve your habits, you improve your life. Never forget that every action matters. Even small decisions have consequences. The books you read, the people you listen to, the thoughts you allow, and the actions you repeat all contribute to the person you become. Choose actions that support your goals. Choose habits that strengthen your character. Choose discipline even when it is difficult because every disciplined choice is an investment in your future. The greatest achievement is not simply reaching a goal. The greatest achievement is becoming someone who can continue creating success again and again. A person who has learned discipline, patience, and consistency has developed something more valuable than any single accomplishment. So do not only focus on what you want to achieve. Focus on who you need to become. Build yourself. Improve yourself. Challenge yourself. Because when you become stronger, your goals become easier to reach. Your future is built one day at a time. One decision at a time. One habit at a time. The life you dream about is not created by chance. It is created by the actions you choose to repeat. Set your goals clearly. Create a plan. Take action every day. Stay committed when progress feels slow. Continue learning when challenges appear. Keep improving when others stop. Success is not reserved for a special group of people. It is available to those who are willing to work for it, learn from the process, and remain disciplined over time. The person who continues moving forward will eventually reach places they once thought were impossible. Not because the journey was easy, but because they refused to stop. Your goals are possible. Your future can be different. But the decision belongs to you. The work belongs to you. The discipline belongs to you. Start today. Take the first step. Then take another. Keep building, keep growing, and keep moving forward. Because the life you want is not created in one perfect moment. It is created through the choices you make every single day. And when those choices become consistent, success is no longer just something you hope for. It becomes the result of who you have chosen to become.